Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the New York City Council vote on a subcommittee on zoning and franchises. At this time, please silence all electronics and do not approach the dais. I repeat, please do not approach the dais. Chair Riley, you may begin.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a meeting of the Subcommittee on Zoning and Franchises. I'm Councilmember Kevin Riley, Chair of the subcommittee. Today, I'm joined remotely by Councilmember Moya, Councilmember Abreu, Hanks, Salam, Shulman, and Councilmember Wan. First, we will vote on a set of city-sponsored applications known as the Long Island City Neighborhood Plan under LU numbers 373 through 378 and LU 392, all of which are related to the property in Councilmember Wan's district in Queens. I'm going to briefly describe the 7 land use application before us, along with our proposed modification, and then I will let Councilmember Wan speak in detail about the process and the additional capital and policy commitments she has secured for her area from the administration through her negotiations on this proposal. The Long Island City Neighborhood Plan seeks to rezone approximately 54 blocks in Queens Community Districts 1 and 2, including an approximately half-a-mile long segment of the East River waterfront that includes Annabelle Basin. Implementation of the plan seeks to create approximately 14,700 new housing units, including approximately 4,300 income-restricted units through the establishment of the mandatory inclusionary housing area, and 3.8 million square feet of commercial, community facility, and light industrial space. The application before us are first, a zoning map amendment that will expand the boundaries of the existing Long Island City Special District, rezone areas from existing M-zone districts to mixed-use, pair residential, and manufacturing districts that will allow significant housing development, including permanently affordable MIH units, alongside compatible commercial and light industrial uses, and rezone a sub-area of the existing Long Island City Industrial Business Zone from an M1-4 to an M1-4A. Next, a zoning text amendment to modify the special Long Island City mixed-use district rules to establish mandatory inclusionary housing areas for the provision of permanently affordable housing, and to modify the Northern Hunters Point Waterfront Access Plan. Next, a designation of an Urban Development Action Area, approval of the Urban Development Action Area project, and disposition of a city-owned property located at 44-59 45th Avenue to facilitate the development of 100% affordable housing development containing approximately 320 income-restricted units, as well as a community facility and commercial space. Next, a site selection and property acquisition authority for the city to acquire an easement on the waterfront portion of 43-82 Vernon Boulevard to create new waterfront open space. Next, a disposition approval for city-owned properties located at 44-36 Vernon Boulevard. Next, disposition approval for city-owned development rights connected to properties located underneath the Queensboro Bridge on Block 428 and lots 12, 13, and 16, and on Block 429, lots 13, 15, and 29. And lastly, a city map amendment making adjustments to the street network in the area bounded by 44th Avenue, Vernon Boulevard, 45th Avenue, and the East River, including eliminating, establishing, widening, and narrowing streets. Today, we will be voting to approve the applications before us for this neighborhood rezoning plan with the following modifications. We will modify the MIH options applicable to the plan by striking option 2 throughout the entire rezoning area and will only permit MIH options 1 and 3 within the newly created Northern Hunters Point Waterfront Sub-District of the expanded Special Long Island City District. And we will require MIH option 3 for those areas within the newly created Queens Plaza West Sub-District of the expanded Special District These MIH modifications will result in deeper affordability levels for the community. We will modify the proposal to limit the maximum residential building heights permitted north of the Queensboro Bridge and immediately adjacent to the existing NYCHA Queensbridge housing campus. Specifically, new residential buildings located within 100 feet of 21st Street can rise to no more than 350 feet. And beyond 100 feet of 21st Street, the maximum building height will rise to 750. This will provide a needed transition of height from the existing NYCHA campus without having any impact on the residential unit count. Lastly, we will modify certain maximum tower width regulations applicable to waterfront lots between 44th Road and 44th Drive to give more design flexibility for the potential new buildings, which can result in better planning and utilization of the permitted floor area. I will now recognize Councilmember Wan for her opening statement.
Thank you so much, Chair Riley. Good morning, or good afternoon now. My name is Julie Wan, and I'm currently the council member representing Long Island City, Sunnyside, Woodside, and Astoria. Today's vote, progressing the One LIC plan forward. Let me hear a deep sigh of relief. Brings us one step closer to an integrated Long Island City. Over the last 3 decades, the city has allowed developers to dictate what is built in our neighborhood, especially in Long Island City, one of the fastest growing neighborhoods in the country. We've had 4 failed rezonings before I have taken office, and these past 2 years, through those lessons we have learned, thousands of my neighbors have come together to envision our own future. Through our advocacy, persistent community engagement, and disciplined negotiations, we have secured a historic investment of over $1.5 billion to Long Island City to fund a connected waterfront, the restoration of Queensbridge Baby Park, and expanded public space underneath the Queensboro Bridge, over 1,300 new school seats, sewage and plumbing infrastructure, significant NYCHA investments for modernization, and more. And so much more, all that is long overdue for a community that has taken in so much development. Finally, we will be one Long Island City for current and future residents that want to call this neighborhood home. We started this process 2 years ago, conducting extensive public engagement that included 21 large public events, 2 surveys, 14,000 mailers, presentations to community boards, and thousands of public comments and testimony. Our team canvassed over 8,000 doors at Queensbridge houses over the course of several months to include voices from residents, and also held community engagement sessions at Reese right there in Queensbridge houses. After hearing from the community, their voices shaped 5 key community priorities. The top 5 communities which have been public were maximizing affordable housing, connecting the waterfront from Queensbridge Park to Gantry Park, new schools to ensure that we had adequate school seats for all of our children, reclaiming park spaces under the Queensboro Bridge that were taken away from them without due process, sewage and plumbing infrastructure, as well as coastal resiliency, and long overdue investment in our most vulnerable neighbors at Queensbridge houses. After months of focused negotiations with the mayoral administration, as well as the developers and the community's tireless advocacy, I am announcing my full support of the One Long Island City Neighborhood Plan, which will produce a total of over 14,000 units of housing and over 4,300 units of affordable housing, making it the largest neighborhood rezoning in the history of New York City. I would like to thank, we have many people to thank, but I want to thank the following people for their support. First Deputy Mayor Randy Mastro, as well as our beloved Speaker Adrian Adams, the City Council Land Use Team, Paris Strotter, James Catone, William Vidal, as well as Ann, and from City Hall and DCP, Deputy Mayor Carry On, Nate Bliss, Lizette Chaparro, Matt, and Haegyung Yang, and so many more staff from all of the city agencies across the board. We also want to thank our friends in labor who have stood by us before the project had even officially taken off. We want to thank the New York City District District Council of Carpenters, Liuna Laborers Local 78, Local 79, DC 9 The Painters, the Cement and Concrete Workers, and many, many more. We also want to give a special thank you to our dedicated community boards 1 and 2, especially the chairs, Evie Hanzopoulos, as well as Anatol Ashraf, and all of the board members who spent countless community hours, as well as members as volunteers and organizations who shaped this plan. I also want to thank my incredible staff who spent wee hours of the night with me reviewing the points of agreement, as well as spending many hours following up with everyone as part of this project. My Chief of Staff, Nick Golota, my Land Use Director, Laura Singh, my Land Use Consultant, Ellie Lauterbach, my current Comms Director, Farah Salam, as well as Sansan Lin. And we also want to thank our previous staff members who kicked off this project with me, my former Land Use Director, Isaac Blazenstein, my former Land Use Consultant, Lily Zabayos, and our Legislative Fellow, Greg Castoria, and so many others, especially our hardworking interns who have made this community's priorities heard by the City of New York. We also want to thank our elected official colleagues, our Borough President, Donovan Richards, Congresswoman Nydia Velasquez, State Senator Kristen Gonzalez, Assemblymember Claire Valdez, as well as Assemblymember Zora Mamdani. The city has committed to over $1.5 billion in investment to this plan, which includes, these are some of the highlights, additional 1,300 seats, including a new middle school that will be expedited, 2 new elementary schools, and a new site for the Baccalaureate School of Global Education, the return of 5 acres of parkland under the Queensboro Bridge, which is 3.8 football fields worth of public land, which will remove the barrier between Queensbridge and the rest of Long Island City to integrate our neighborhoods. There is a $206 million investment in Queensbridge houses to address chronic plumbing issues, bringing vacant units online, upgrading community facilities like resettlement houses, as well as the Tenant Association's office. And we are addressing long-standing infrastructure shortfalls upon the completion of the amended drainage plan with a commitment from DEP. We're establishing the waterfront access plan and creating a publicly accessible waterfront connecting Gantry Park to Queensbridge Park. So I want to give a thank you to Con Ed, who has been willing to work with us to make sure that the waterfront is transferred to the City of New York at free or nominal costs, as well as NYPA and Silver Cup, who are willing to cooperate with us to get this done. Extensive mapping, mandatory inclusionary housing in Long Island City for the first time, requiring at least 20 to 25% affordable units on all private sites, with the most deeply affordable levels offered by MIH Option 1 or Option 3. New York City is currently in a housing crisis, and Long Island City continues to lead in the production of new housing. This plan shows how the city and community members can come together to create a vision that pairs high levels of housing production with responsible infrastructure investment, ensuring that our neighborhoods have the resources they need to grow and thrive for existing neighbors as well as future neighbors. The council has approved a historic amount of new housing production, and I encourage my colleagues to vote yes to move the One LIC neighborhood plan forward to continue this legacy. And I also want everyone to pay attention to your proposals 2 to 4, which would make it impossible for me to ever negotiate on behalf of my community ever again to this level. So thank you so much, and here we go.
Thank you, Councilmember Juan. Moving on to our next project, we will vote to approve LU 367 for the 74 Bogart Street rezoning, a private application to rezone the existing M1-2 district to an M1-4A district to facilitate the development of a new 7-story light industrial use building containing fine art storage in Councilmember Gutierrez district in Brooklyn. Councilmember Gutierrez supports this application. And just want to state for the record, we've been joined by Councilmember Carr. We will also vote to approve with modifications the 78-01 Queens Boulevard rezoning, LUs 398 and 399, which is a private application to rezone an M1-1 district to an R7X/C2-4 district, and to establish a mandatory inclusionary housing area in Councilmember Christian's district. We will modify this application by removing the rezoning area. The property is located at Tax Block 1538, along Queens Boulevard between Cornish Avenue and Dongan Avenue. because of the existing active industrial users located on that block, which could be displaced if the current M1-1 zoning designation is changed. We will also modify the MIH option for the rezoned area by striking MIH option 2. We will also vote to approve Domino Site B, LUs 400, 401, and 402. These applications are made by a private applicant to permit bulk and design changes to Building B at Site B within the previously council-approved Domino large-scale general development to facilitate the construction of a new building containing approximately 1,262 dwelling units and 12,230 square feet of commercial space at 264-350 Kent Avenue, Brooklyn, in Councilmember Ressler's district. This application includes a zoning text amendment to allow for zoning resolution section 22 to 23, which was revised by last year's City of Yes proposal to permit increased floor area exemption to apply to existing buildings within a large-scale development project, as well as 2 special permits. The first under section 74-473 will exempt certain floor areas and alter the setback, permitted obstructions and bulkhead height regulations, and a second special permit under section 74-745 to waive a requiring loading berth. Councilmember Ressler is supportive of this application. Finally, we will vote to deny the Sidewalk Cafe revocable consent application by Avi's Place, LUs 403, an application for 3 tables and 9 chairs for Avi's Place located on Avenue H in Brooklyn, Councilmember Lewis District. Councilmember Lewis attended the public hearing for this cafe and expressed that she shares the concerns of the local community board that the sidewalk for the proposed cafe is too narrow and congested with pedestrians and does not believe it is an appropriate location for the requested cafe setup. Councilmember Lewis has requested that I read the following statement on her behalf. Thank you, Chair Riley, for the opportunity to share this statement about the land use application number 403. Concerning the request by Avi's Place, located in my district, to operate a sidewalk cafe on Avenue H. At the outset, I want to acknowledge that the small businesses like Avi's Place are a vital part of the economic and social fabric of our neighborhoods. However, we must also balance this support with a clear responsibility to maintain accessibility, pedestrian safety, and quality of life for our residents. In this particular case, the sidewalk along Avenue H is simply not wide enough to safely accommodate tables, chairs, and regular pedestrian flow. Unlike other areas with broader sidewalks, the curved intersection possesses significant congestion risks, especially for pedestrians, families with strollers, and wheelchair users. The location sits at a busy corner where residents, students, and commuters from Brooklyn College, the Triangle Junction Mall, and the Flatbush Avenue 2 and 5 train stations all coverage between Midwood and Flatbush. These concerns were also echoed at Community Board 14 during a public hearing on Thursday, August 7th, where the applicant did not attend. In their recommendation, CB 14 stated, and I quote, "Due to the absence of this applicant, CB 14 members were not able to gain clarification on concerns including adequate sidewalk clearance, perimeter marketing or barricades, and appropriateness of street furnitures. Additionally, the applicant could only reach out to our office after being notified by the council hearing and never subsequently followed up with my office to explore modifications that could address these legitimate safety and space concerns. While I am unable to support this application due to these concerns and encourage the committee to reject this application, I look forward to continued collaboration with the BID and Community Board 14 to beautify our streetscapes in a manner that reflects both our commitment to small business success and our duty to protect the public right away." All right, that was a lot today. I will now call for a vote with the support of the local members to approve with modification LUs 373 through 378 and 392 for the Long Island City Neighborhood Plan, LU 398 to 399 for the 78-01 Queens Boulevard rezoning to approve LU's 397 for the 74 Bogart Street rezoning, LU's 400, 401, and 402 for the Domino Site B proposal, and to disapprove LU's 403 for the Avi's Place Sidewalk Cafe revocable consent application. Council, please call the roll.
Chair Riley.
Aye.
Councilmember Moya.
I vote aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Abreu.
Aye.
Councilmember Hanks.
I vote aye.
Councilmember Schulman.
Aye.
Councilmember Salam.
I vote aye.
Councilmember Carr.
Aye.
Chair by a vote of 7 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, no abstentions. The items are adopted and referred to the full Land Use Committee.
Thank you. That concludes today's business. I would like to thank the members of the public, my colleagues, subcommittee council, land use, and other council staff, and the Sergeant at Arms for participating in today's meeting. This meeting is hereby adjourned.